Hello and welcome to the A Weasel, a Pickle, and Levi podcast. You're joining us live in studio from the basement of Dordt University in the tunnels. Glad to be here with you, gentlemen. I'm of course joined by Parks Verwand and Nathan Vermeer. My name is Chase Pfeiffer. We're glad to start this podcast up. Are you, Parks? Are you glad?
I am. I really love that. Thank you for playing my recording of my senior recital. So yeah.
Parks, you could only
Beautiful.
wish to have that amount of talent. Okay, so our first thing, I think this will be a reoccurring segment, is going to be an Ask Reddit question. And so the our first annual question, what's a really awkward situation that everyone can relate with?
That we have experienced.
Sure, it can be a story, or it can be just a general.
I have a good story.
Okay, good.
You're gonna have to fill in the details for me, but there's one time I was really tired and I was doing homework in the library, and I was just having an off day. Like, I talked to Annika Bacher and I had no idea what to say, and she's normally pretty classy, and she also felt awkward. It was how awkward I was that day.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the library and I got a book, and then I read the book, did my work, came back, gave the book back, and I'm walking away, and then the guy says, as I'm turning around and like leaving, "How was the book?" I turn around, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, what?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I was just asking how the book was." And I was like, "Oh, it was good." And then he stopped talking, and I turned around and I was walking away, and then he said something again, and I turn around, I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, I just have a good night." And I was like, "Oh." And then I turned around and I kept walking, and then I turned around and faced him, and I was like, "You too."
That's really good. That's like every conversation though for me.
That is true.
I love horribly interspersed conversation with people you have no idea who they are.
Right. Yes.
I also like terrible Zoom meetings where people don't know that they're on the camera and they're sitting like looking at their phone or something, and everybody can see them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys been in a lot of Zoom meetings besides engineering classes?
Kuiper Movie Club. Yes.
Oh my, that's incredible.
Yes.
I loved listening to that.
Good. Yes.
Maybe we'll have somebody's mic just scream during this podcast too.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think also an awkward thing is like when your TA yells at you.
I thought about that.
That is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm glad like that's never happened to me, but
yeah, I'm sure it hasn't, Parks, but it has happened to me.
Oh, what happened to you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, let's set the stage. So we're in engineering 115, I think. It's probably a Tuesday or a Thursday afternoon. Nathan's having his normal struggles with homework. He can't figure a problem out. And so we call the TA over to get some help, and Nathan gets the help, and as she's walking away, I'm just laughing about how stupid Nathan is. And then she turns around and she says to us, "If you guys are going to talk about me behind my back, you better do it a little more quietly." And then I thought she was joking, but she was not joking.
At that point, I remember Parks actually crying.
Parks just disappeared.
Yes, I was like partially involved in the conversation, and then I realized she was a little bit peeved, and I was like, "Wow, I'm gonna pretend like I am talking with a man to my left." So,
yeah. Parks, you're known for handling confrontation just exceptionally well.
Wow, I was sweating buckets. That was nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Speaking of sweating buckets, Parks,
Yes.
what would you rename COVID-19?
Oh my.
Wasn't that an incredible segue, by the way?
Wow.
I'm really good at
Yeah.
that, huh? That made a lot of sense.
Um.
This is good
what
radio,
what
boys.
would
Good
I?
radio.
Yeah. Um. Maybe I just wouldn't name it anything, and it wouldn't exist. At that point.
It's because they named it that it's a thing.
Yeah. Actually, I would definitely change. It's not COVID-19. Wait, is it 19 because that's when
It
it
started in
originated?
2019. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We should call it
You know,
like,
I think COVID-19 would be somewhat like the law then, because it's by the law that our sins are made known.
mm,
Ah,
good,
wow. Look
good,
at that
good.
That's just
metaphor.
what I'm
Yes,
thinking.
Look at this.
yes.
Oh, two Reformed
I,
men and a Wesleyan.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
actually a Wesleyan now, so.
good.
We're all Wesleyans because we're not going to church.
Got him.
Thank you guys for watching today's podcast. I'm gonna have to tap out. Oh my word. Actually, wait. I would rename it like COVID-19 dash COVID applies in 2020.
What?
Like it wasn't a big issue last year.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, so
Oh,
It's really helpful.
yeah, I
I think it
believe
would be COVID-19 dash Nathan is now gonna fail sophomore year.
Nathan, don't fool
That's it.
yourself. That was happening anyways.
Oh my.
Oh, the
Okay.
linear circuits test today was really rough.
Yeah, that
I
was a
that was
doozy.
hard.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Really love take-home exams.
Oh yeah.
Wait, more
Take
this
all
week.
day for me. Oh yeah, I voted to have the thermo exam on Thursday.
I voted for Monday.
Well,
I
I want
have
it
not
on
voted
Thursday
yet.
because I want everybody else to suffer. So
This is really good radio, by the way. This is what people
Yeah.
want to hear about.
Yeah. Wait,
I
can
think so.
can I go back to that first question about the awkward situation?
Yeah, let's swing around to that, please, Mark.
Okay. I think this actually applies to almost anyone I've met. I think when I was about four or three or so, my parents would take a daily walk in the morning, on average about starting at 10 o'clock a.m. But their walks needed to be 30 minutes. Like that's what I was expecting as a 3-year-old, and I was waiting for them to come back after 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents left you alone when you were 3 for 30 minutes?
No, my big sister took care of me.
Okay.
Yes,
Who was
yes.
7, right?
Yeah, 7-year-old. Yes.
What?
Yeah. I didn't do. I was probably sleeping or playing with Tinker
Oh yeah,
toys or
Parks was a
something.
perfect child, and so was his
Yeah,
sister.
that's true actually.
No. Okay, so I think they went for this. They went for a walk. I think it was Tuesday, November 1st, 2003. And
Impeccable memory.
yes, they started the walk, and it was around, I think, 29 minutes after they had started their walk. I start sweating a bit. I'm a bit nervous about this because I would see them coming back home at the window, and I was expectant and waiting. So I rush up to my sister and I'm like, Mariana, mommy and poppy aren't back. I don't see them. It's been 29 minutes. And she's like, what? Okay, that doesn't apply really. They'll probably be back like in a few minutes. So I go back downstairs for like 42 seconds, and it is at this point 30 minutes. I am just about to go spastic. I'm freaking out because this is like the limit. 30 minutes is about to come up to 31 minutes, and we get to 31 minutes and I'm about to just break down. So I run up to my sister and say, Mommy and Poppy are literally not back. Like, can I call them? And so she's like, okay, yep, here, I'll give you their number, to a 4-year-old, 3-year-old,
In
4-year-old.
2003, your parents had a cell phone?
This is our home phone. Yes, my parents had a cell phone on them.
Okay.
Yes. And so I am excited to talk to my mom after this long, long drought of discussion with her. And so I'm waiting. My sister gives me their number, and I am waiting, and the other line picks up, and I just immediately am like, Mommy, like, are you back? Where are you? How's the walk? And like I start going off, and I'm afraid a foreign like pizza man started talking back on the other end of the line.
What?
Uh, and so my sister thought it would be funny, like, to give me a wrong number. And so at that point, I just broke down, and then they came in about 20 seconds later. But it was a painful, traumatic experience.
Breakdown as in tears.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. I understand why you are the way you are.
What does that mean? What?
The more we get to know about your childhood, the more it explains about you right now.
That's,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry that was like 40
That was
minutes.
what a monologue. Jeepers.
Okay.
Actually, that your story just now brought up something to me that I think is really awkward. It's when somebody is telling like a really long story and like a punchline is coming, and then they get to the punchline and it's not funny at all.
Yeah, so like kind of what I just did.
Like your story.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was funny, but
no, it is funny. Oh my word.
That is a true
I'm gonna
statement.
win meanest host of the year for the podcast Grammys. That's what I'm gonna win.
I bet people will be listening to this, a lot of people.
I'm sure it's gonna get big. We're gonna become moguls, boys. Be ready for money coming in.
Wait.
We might not have jobs this summer, but this
would
will
be
be
nice for a change.
Instead of money going out.
Yep.
Parks, thank you for that story.
Yes, thank you for listening and humoring me.
You've never called me once. I gave you the number for a pizza man, actually. That every time you call me, it's a pizza man picks up.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Yes.
I have a quote here, and we're going to respond to it. This might be another segment that we do every week.
Good.
This is from Neil deGrasse Tyson. When students cheat on exams, it's because our school system values grades more than students value learning. What do we think about that?
I'm going to have you read that again.
Nathan, can you listen, please?
I'll just watch the recording of the podcast.
Nathan, were you playing Pizza Cat? Is that why you didn't hear me?
No.
That could be a segment. We just play like 10 minutes of Pizza Cat.
Yeah.
I'm on level 19.
Parks, are you on level 100 yet?
I'm on 44 or so.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
It's fun.
That's why he turned in his linear circuits test with like 5 minutes to spare.
That is. I was pushing it a bit.
Is that true? Was it that close?
No, it was about 2 or so, but.
2 what?
Oh, 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
You had 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Did you really?
No, I think it was much earlier.
I had an hour
I didn't
left.
mean to lie. Oh, that's good. Like, that's not bad. Yeah. Can you
again? This is just great radio here. Yeah, I'm gonna read the quote again. When students cheat on exams.
Pardon. who is this? Who is saying this?
Yeah,
again?
who is Neil deGrasse Tyson? I don't know who that
He's
is.
an astrophysicist. He's pretty popular. Do you actually not know who he is, Nathan?
No, I have no idea.
Okay,
Actually, I think I know who he is.
he's a black astrophysicist. I think he's pretty popular on Twitter.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We're big on Twitter here.
Okay.
Okay, the quote. When students cheat on exams, it's because our school system values grades more than students value learning.
yeah, I'd say that's true for most people, and that's been true for me up until like this past year. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
do not value my grades as much as long as I can learn and keep my scholarships.
Yeah, money's
Mhm.
So I need
money's
to
a
keep
big
a
factor.
3.25 GPA and then I'm fine.
That's
Right.
pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
that for Kuiper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I I think it's partly true, but I also think people are gonna just no matter if because I think our school values learning a lot, Dort does, and yet
Yeah, everybody does.
people still cheat though. Like it
On
happens.
exams, or are you talking about like on homework and stuff?
I'm gonna open it up to more than just exams. I'm gonna say homework.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I think it
Right.
grades like even if the institution values learning a ton, it's still people are still gonna be bad and want to get good grades even if they don't care about learning.
I
Yeah.
guess like what is cheating? Like is that
That's a good question, Mark.
yes.
You're a Kuiper scholar.
No. I mean, yeah. Because I guess if people feel like using like if resources can be used as a means of learning
Yeah,
in a
that's true.
sense.
Because like we have friends and engineers we know that use online stuff and like I don't know,
Mhm.
sometimes it's
Later.
what? Yes, later.
Slater.
And
Yes.
sometimes it's
I
like
use
certainly is questionable and I think some people don't want to learn it, they just want to get the answer down. But some people like use it to learn.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
Yep.
like I'm not comfortable
I
with
would
that
agree with that.
anyways. But
No, because
like
you're looking at the answer to teach you how to do
yes,
it. And the point is to get to that yourself.
yes.
Like you have to go through that painful
Well,
process. That's why
Hmm.
it takes us like
So long.
to do one problem set.
We are so
Like
slow. I
I
think
mean,
we're
this
really slow
past
compared to other people.
well, yeah, because other groups of people do it all together. Like I think they literally just sit down and do it together, looking off online stuff.
Yeah, that I don't learn well that way. Like my most fruitful learning has come from struggling through problems and then
hmm,
reaching out to like Sam when I need it or Elijah
hmm.
And me and
and
Parks.
you guys. I mean, what would I do without you? Well, I
I am
wouldn't be
so
where I am.
smart. Just like me today. Hey, Parks, what is T
Yes.
cubed squared?
Wait, it cut out. What did you say?
What is T cubed squared? Because I think it's T to the ninth.
T cubed squared is t to the sixth.
Yeah. I
he
spent
he
40
called
minutes like
It's okay.
he called me 20 minutes before it was due. I was on the phone with Nicole and he called me.
Mhm.
He's like, "Hey, I need help on this. It's due in 20 minutes. Can you like pause?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So I go help him and I'm like, "Wait, what was that? Can you repeat that again?" And he's like, "T to the ninth." And I'm like, "Nathan, I don't have anything that big." And I'm like, T
it
cubed
took me
squared is T to the sixth."
That's
it took me
okay.
2 seconds to
That's
see where I went wrong. It was a
I
sad.
think what is that? Is that
yes.
like seventh grade algebra? Maybe sixth.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you forget the grade school math as soon as you start doing Calc 3.
yeah. Once you hit the
Yes.
triple integrals, the sixth grade stuff goes out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh boy, this podcast is gonna just devolve into engineering talk, and it's gonna be the most boring thing in the
Well,
universe.
what fills our minds like 80% of
Yeah.
our day?
Titanic flute music.
Yes.
Is that what that
Oh,
was?
yes.
Yes.
Ah, that
Oh my
is
word, it's so
so
funny.
funny. I think that's the funniest thing of 2020.
Okay, can can we close out with maybe like two more things?
Ah, yes.
What's an annoying thing that Christians do?
Hmm.
I have something that's been bothering me recently
Oh, please
on the
Yes.
share.
news. A
Mhm.
lot of pastors right now are saying to the government, yeah, you can't tell us not to assemble. What's more,
Oh,
the government, what the government says, or worshiping together? And that's frustrating because as Christians, we're called to love each
yeah.
other, right?
Mhm.
And I think
Mhm.
a good way to love each other is to not gather together and spread the disease that kills people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would agree with
So
that.
it's pretty embarrassing to all of us that
Yeah.
Christians are being told by the government to love each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, and I I feel like some people might cite like, oh, we're being persecuted right now, and this is the moment where we can't listen to the government because we like they're telling us to not gather, but we're of the kingdom of God, not of the kingdom of this world. But like that's just
Mm.
poor logic. Like that is absolutely not what this
Yeah.
situation
Yep.
I heard on the news tonight like a quote from I think a pastor who is still meeting, with his church,
is.
and he said something like, well, it really boils down to like what's more important, God's law or human law or something like
Oh wow.
that.
See, like that sounds kind of pious and good. And so that's like deceiving, but it
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a true statement, but it's taken out of context
Well,
here.
right.
yes,
Yeah.
because God's law is to love each other too, like
Yeah.
you said,
Hmm.
Nathan.
And also use common sense. We were
Yeah.
given brains. You
Yes.
pray and trust God, and you also wash your hands. You don't just go like licking surfaces around.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I would agree. That's an annoying thing that Christians are doing in this moment. And
Mm.
but the majority though, I think are not doing that type of thing. But then
No.
if you have like a small minority doing it and then it really catches the news and it makes everybody look bad,
Yeah,
which is
yeah. The
Right.
1% is gonna get publicized.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I people in my town, I think, just kind of despise what's going on and I don't know, have
Mm.
general disdain for like all this government shutdown stuff and I don't know. I think it's
Mm.
the right it's not like they want to do it, but it's the right thing to do.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
I
think
don't want to be living away from college right now, but
no, no, I don't. But like there's I don't know, a billion people on this planet right now who are doing things they don't want to be doing and in situations they don't want to be. So
Right. Yeah.
I think Christians making horrible movies is annoying.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. I yeah.
you're
I'm
speaking of poor quality, right?
Yeah, that stink and have
Just
like
like the TV movies that play at like 6 a.m. on rerun.
like
yes.
Hallmark thing. No, Hallmark is not
No,
Christian.
they're
Well, no, no, no,
not.
no,
Okay,
no, no. But like
Those are also bad. That is true.
I don't know.
yeah,
I like a
some
good
people like them
Hallmark
because they're so
Christmas
like,
film.
oh, they make you feel good, which
Yes.
but they're so cheesy, and that's what some
It's so
Christian movies are.
predictable
Well,
too.
Yes, I
I-
predictable and fake, and like they make the evil people look so bad, and they make praying look just so easy and the solution to everything, and boom,
oh
here
wait,
we
you're
go.
back. Okay, like
Yes, I'm on
Christian.
Christian movies. Yeah.
Okay, I think like there are some movies that I think have been well done, good Christian
Yes,
movies.
I not all of them are bad.
Right, but
Silence is really good.
mm, I
Yeah,
like
that
The
was a
Case for
hard movie to
Christ.
watch, but
Yeah. So
Yes,
Case for Christ was a pretty good movie.
I think that's a
As
good.
far as
Yeah.
Christian movies go, that was a pretty good one.
Yes. Yes.
It was better than one that was like it, God's Not Dead.
I
Oh,
Hey,
God's not dead.
but
I've seen that like 8,000 times.
oh, why?
it just like youth groups and school would play it like through high school. It
Yeah.
was one of the like first, I don't know, the earlier Christian movies like in that Pure Flicks like
Oh
company
yes.
putting them out, and so it like got really famous, and the like the Newsboys song and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah.
think I cried in that movie when I was a kid. I think
Oh,
I. Oh wait, spoiler alert! Can I say the
Yeah,
ending?
yeah, please.
I cried when the guy, like the atheist professor, died. Didn't he
Oh yeah.
die? He
Oh
got
my
hit
word.
by a car.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
that was sad. And then he
Yeah,
accepted Jesus when he's like lying on the ground in the middle of the
yeah,
street
yeah.
dying.
Yes.
When you guys think, Parks, when you think of that man, do you think of Dr. Timmer? Because like that's in my mind he looks like Dr. Timmer.
Oh,
He
Not
has
that
a
I want Dr.
goatee.
Timmer to get hit by a car.
Andy's
No.
not an atheist, I'm pretty sure.
No, he's pretty good Christian, I think.
He does believe in climate change, though.
Yes, so some
Hmm.
might say that makes him an atheist.
Yes.
I would say so. I
Yeah,
don't
me too. Climate change is false. Sarcasm. I just thought of this question. This is about COVID and communion. Do you guys think virtual? I know I mentioned this with you, Parks, but I haven't.
Hmm.
We didn't talk about it a ton. But do you
Hmm.
think churches should do virtual communion? It's a pretty deep
Oh
question, and
yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of
know. Oh, I
answers and
talked to
reasons.
Lindsay about this last night, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
I yeah. Like Chase, you brought up a good point that the communion aspect of being with people is important
Yeah.
when
I
you
don't
are
know. Like
partaking.
it's called communion, and yes, it's like communion with the Lord, but it's also
Does it
communion with
count if
people.
you're doing that virtually? Like, would you say that counts with people?
Like you can't like there's something to seeing other people
Yeah.
and so like I don't know if you did your congregation on a Zoom call and you're like
I
okay everybody drink and everybody eat. I
I
don't know.
also think there's something for a church to be administering it, even though, like, if a church would ask, if your church that you went to asks you to do it, I think that's okay on your part. But, like, I don't know. Like, it would be certainly not okay if you do it on your own.
No.
Hmm.
There's something to I don't know. In the article I read about it was like the key is being together, and that was like Jesus instituting it was like that we do it together, and Paul talking about was doing it together, and so like being with
Hmm.
people is a huge part of that.
Mm. Could you
And
make
it's
an
Yeah.
argument of why doing it at the same time during a broadcast would not be together?
uh I yeah, it didn't talk about
under
that.
any under any other circumstance besides what the ones that we are in right now, I'd say no, that's not good.
Yes, yeah. And so like I understand thinking about it right now.
Yep.
Right.
Have you
Um
talked to your
Because I
pastor
know.
about it?
yeah, he's the one who sent me that article, and he kind of lands with the article that says no, and he's a minority. He says he thinks because the two CRCs that are like 20 minutes away from Platt are both gonna do it virtually, but he is opting not to. The
You
article
can
talked,
send us the article at some point. I'd like to
yeah,
read.
yeah. I'll send it to the group chat.
Yeah.
I'll post it in the description of our podcast too, if our listeners want to
Oh,
look at it.
good.
Oh, look at
Good.
this!
Oh, sweet.
Oh, look at this! What a
Yes.
platform we have, gentlemen.
I
I
know our
think.
church is doing it virtually, I think this next week. And
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Good
and
Friday.
yes.
Yeah,
Or are you
and
guys doing it on Thursday night?
I think we're doing it on Sunday.
Oh, I thought churches
I
normally do it like.
unless I right, right. Yeah, maybe I don't know actually. I may not know exactly. That doesn't really make a whole ton of sense.
I don't know. Would you guys agree that the main thing with communion is that everyone who's partaking of it is doing it thinking of themselves as like part of the body of Christ and doing it in a serious and respectful way? Like if you're thinking about like what our forms say in the back of the Psalter hymnal, like what it's for, what it means to, if you're doing that, like, could you go wrong?
Uh, I think the means and the setting do have like an important role and are important more than just like where your mind's at.
I do think so too. Like, if during normal circumstances, like people who are sick from church and listening on the
Hmm.
radio would do it with, that's not really okay.
Hmm.
This is one where I don't know. Like, I don't know enough because we
Yeah.
don't have the ability to come together. And
Yeah.
the language that my church has been using is that we're considering our meetings with the online stuff to be our church gathering together as the body.
Yes.
Mm.
Which like I think that I don't think that's false. Like it's still we still are gathering, but
Yeah,
it's not in the same you're not physically gathered and we're not like live stream chatting and you can see each other. And so I think that's a difference. Um
Huh.
yeah.
it is.
The article talked about this being a time of like not feasting but fasting, and so we're fasting until we can come back together and feast with one another.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that's valuable too.
Yeah, right now I'm in a place to respect both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's healthy. I definitely tend towards in these type of things, like I land on one side and then I'm like I'm right, and then you know me, Nathan. I just
Oh, I know.
I
We
generally
know
just think
you.
I'm right, you know.
Oh, I am the exact same way. That's why it's really fun when we're not agreeing on something and then we talk about it.
No, it's not fun. Sometimes it's fun, but they're like I've gotten really upset, which is my
Yeah.
own heart.
But those conversations then are healthy
I
rather
think
than fun.
yeah, they can be healthy, but I can also handle them
It depends.
poorly in a way that they're not healthy.
Oh, okay, yes.
I think Nathan
And
and I are
that's
at a good spot
everybody.
right now though, because we've been
I
away
would
for
say
three
so.
weeks.
Yeah, it's been nice. Yeah.
Parks, I don't think I can ever have a fight with you.
Ah, thank you. I don't think I
I
know
don't
what a
know if that's
fight
a
is.
Thank you.
don't know if that's a compliment, Parks.
Parks, I appreciate
I
you so much, buddy.
thank you.
All
Yes,
right,
thank
let's
you
get
very much.
no more of this sappy garbage.
Well,
Let's finish up with one more topic. Why
excuse
did
me.
Rise of Skywalker stink?
Because they kissed at the end.
Oh,
Clearly
Absolutely.
because they kissed at the end.
That okay. I at first I wasn't that mad at that afterwards, but like honestly, that's so stupid.
I have other
wait.
people who agree with me now, just so you know.
Um,
Other Star
also,
Wars people.
spoiler warning. Like, I'm sure there are many who have not seen this film
Yeah,
yet and want to
spoiler
see it.
warning,
So,
they kiss at the end. We're talking about
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Palpatine and
who is they?
yeah, Palpatine and what was the Asian chick's name from the
And
Rose.
Rose,
and
they
Rose.
kissed.
They
Rose,
kissed.
yes.
That's who we're referring to here. And we were
Yeah.
upset about
I, yeah. One issue was just the climax being going back and forth between two scenes, one of which I had like no care in the world about. I'm sorry.
so
I
true.
Oh,
the
the
plot.
spaceship battle outside.
Yeah,
Oh
what?
my word.
I liked them riding the horses on top of the spaceship.
That was so
Oh
stupid.
no. uh I
George Lucas
enjoyed
isn't alive to see it, right?
I thought he is alive.
Is he? Oh,
George.
is he?
Nathan, this podcast
Oh,
is not supposed to spread falsehood. We need to
wait,
be factually
Oh,
based, Nathan.
sorry.
I don't
Well,
know.
to all of our listeners,
George
check me
Lucas
on this,
is
but I
not
bet he
alive.
would. He isn't.
This
I
is
I
good
want to hear
radio.
his take.
Research
I want
on
to
the
hear his
Oh
podcast.
wait.
take on the
Oh
movie.
wait. He is. He is alive.
I
Sorry.
thought
Oops.
so.
Yeah, he was born on May 14th, 1944.
It's kind of old then.
Thank you for that info, Parks.
Yes. Yeah, so he's about the age of my dad.
Yeah, your dad's getting up there. He's a
Yes.
beautiful
What
man.
year was your dad
Beautiful
born
man.
in?
What year was? Oh man. 1900s, sometime in there, I think.
1900s.
Yeah, that narrows it down.
So like 1870.
So the
Yeah.
19th century.
Yes.
Oh, is that?
He's-
Oh, yeah, that's how that works.
19th century is in the 1800s, actually. He was actually in 1917.
Oh my word. This podcast needs to end if this is what
Okay.
we're talking about.
Okay.
Holy mother of pearl. Well, gentlemen, we've hopped about through various issues and we've wandered through various questions. And until next time,